Carlos Alcaraz taking on Álex Minaur. That's a big-time matchup. Carlos 5-0 against the Demon, 10-2 in sets. How do you see this one going?
Well, Demon's playing the best tennis I think we've ever seen him play, and he loves playing here. He's such a consistent performer at the Australian Open, but against Alcaraz, he's going to need Alcaraz to have a down day because it's just not going to be a great matchup for him. His big asset is his foot speed, and Carlos Alcaraz is right there with him in defending the court, but Alcaraz has so much more topspin on his forehand, which allows him to really unleash that shot with a lot more clarity and a lot more consistency. de Minaur wants to take the ball early. He wants to take time away from Alcaraz. That's how he makes his shot seem bigger, and he's doing an incredible job of it, but he's going to have less opportunity when Carlos is thumping the ball out there. I hope it's a good one. We haven't really had a really great men's match on laver yet. The best match that I've seen was Poprin playing out on John Cain when he lost in the fifth set breaker. But I'm hoping for some really competitive, combative tennis out there. And you know Australia is going to be there. I mean, everyone I've seen this morning's like, I'm going to be watching that match. Like, me too. I'm into it.
That's going to be a good one. de Minaur said after beating Bublik, I got tired of the narrative that these big hitters can take the racket out of my hands. Yep. That's the narrative heading into the one against Alcaraz as well.
It is slightly different, though. I think against Bublik. Bublik, by the way, if he had executed at his highest level, I still think he ends up winning that match. De Minaur put so much pressure on him, he started to crack. De Minaur did play a bit more aggressive, but he forced Bublik to make more unforced errors, not play at his optimal level. So full credit to De Minaur there. The issue here is he can always rely, as Jim said, on his exceptional foot speed and his ability to fight through matches. That's not going to be enough against Carlos.
Yep.
He's going to need to execute on the tennis side. So if that's the case, where does that come from? I don't think he's going to be able to hit him off the court. So I think it's going to be variety. He's going to have to try to make Carlos uncomfortable out there. There's not a port of the court that he doesn't feel comfortable. So perhaps getting to the net, bumping and run on some second serves, try to add some unpredictability. Not easy to do, but I just want to see some different stuff from the Aussie.
And the way that I look at Álex de Minaur is, one, all the juniors out there should be emulating him.
Yes.
This is a guy who is maximizing everything that he's got. He's added in the chip backhand, especially down the line, the sidewinder. That's been a nice addition to his game in the last couple of years. He'll need some of that tonight. But for me, he is this generation's David Ferrer. He is so good at beating everybody except the people in front of him in the rankings, which is a challenge simply because he's a little bit smaller in size than most. He's actually not really smaller than Alcaraz, but Alcaraz just out-hits him. And that for me, is the challenge for him. How does he find a way through those guys? Really, he needs to be crafty. He needs to outsmart them because he just simply doesn't have the grip on the forehand side to out-hit them. He can't generate the kind of speed and spin that's required to control it the way that the other guys with the semi-Western and the Western grips can.
I love that comp with Ferrer because he beat everyone below him, just couldn't beat the guys above him.
Great player.
Yeah, absolutely. Made a major final. Is there anything that de Minaur does better than Alcaraz?
Not really when you look up the matchup. And then you say to someone, if you can't out-hit him from the baseline, finish points off at net, it's really hard to come in against Alcaraz and his power and his movement out there. So something's got to give. Probably if you're in the de Minaur camp, you've got to hope that Alcaraz is below a certain percentage as well. And then you've got to play one of your best matches. And Jim was talking about the lack of competitive matches. We were saying 13 of the last 15 singles matches have been in straight sets. I think the crowd is ready for a really exciting match as well. The TV audience, certainly. We want to see the tennis a little bit more drama here at this second week.